global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, still on the issue rocking River State. The crisis seems not to be ending anytime soon, but shockingly, there have been development which is quite shocking. For example, the latest right now has to do with a particular group which somehow is loyal to River State governor had decided to expose some persons inside the group who were actually working for the person of FCT Minister Wike, while these guys are actually out to support Fubara. So they have taken a stand on it, which you're going to see on in a jiffy. Also, in a related development, a group of lawyers have decided to speak up concerning Honorable Ikenga, who is right now being plotted against. Don't forget, he's fully involved in the pursuit of the case against the person of River State Governor Fubara. He has been in the forefront, especially when it comes to lawmakers. And some people feel it's not right for him to be doing that intruding work. And so right now there had been plots against him, which already they have screamed to the high heavens about it. But the lawyers have decided to speak up concerning Honorable Ikenga. We're going to give you full details of all that in a jiffy. Now, according to the news, the group of lawyers who are in support of Honorable Chinyere under the umbrella of Lawyers in Defense of Democracy has vowed to resist any attempt to frame up a member of the House of Representative Ikenga Chinyere with trump up charges to silence his public resistance to undermine the government of River State, including the management of the affairs of the People Democratic Party and the constitution of the country. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja on behalf of the group, Maxwell Okpara said there was a desperate attempt to frame Chinyere up for gun-running, murder and kidnapping in a desperate attempt to curtail and silence his public condemnation of anti-democratic practices in the country. Okpara, who raised the alarm, said we have intercepted credible evidence of moves and attempts by some desperate yet highly placed Nigerian politicians to silence Honorable Ikenga Chinyere because of his advocacy for good governance and respect for the rule of law and constitutionalism in Nigeria, especially as it relates to the recent happening in River State and the need to save the PDP from lingering crisis. The lawyer described Chinyere as a law-abiding citizen and spokesperson of Nigerian opposition lawmakers, a defender of democracy, advocate of good governance, and a member of the House of Representatives representing Idiato North and South Federal Constituency of Imo State. According to Okpara, the lawmaker has previously been subjected to all manner of political blackmail for choosing to stand for equality and justice and believe that he is innocent and that any sort of evidence against him is fabricated. According to him, he says this is not the first time Chinyere has been framed up for similar allegation in respect of the same issue for speaking the truth to the government and standing up for justice, equity, and good governance while resisting inaptitude, abuse of power, and bad governance. Okpara said it was part of the imaginations that led to several failed attacks, assassination attempts, and bombing of Chinyere's house in his hometown in Imo State, leading to the untimely death of his uncle and 3 other persons. However, he said this plot has taken a dangerous turn as our intelligences that his traducers have procured the services of a woman who will falsely claim that Chinyere took advantage of her. They are also in the final negotiation stages with some rascal and petty thieves who have been promised adequate compensation to come and admit that guns which will supposedly be recovered from them were handed over to them by the lawmaker. They are still frantically searching for the remains of any dead person they would use to claim that the gang murdered at the behest of Chinyere. All these heinous plots are just to stop his public intervention on the political happenings in River State. The lawyers call on Nigerian bar associations, civil society organizations, human rights groups, and well-meaning Nigerians to stand against that abomination and intimidation in solidarity with Chinyere and demand for the protection of his right. The group called on the police to investigate the allegation thoroughly and uncover the truth behind the plot to frame the lawmaker up and hold perpetrators, their sponsors, privies, and cronies accountable for their action. Also, in a related development, a group in River State, the Concerned River Citizen (CRC), on Tuesday said some of its members suspected to be loyalists of the state former governor and the minister of FCT Wike has been expelled. The group, in a statement issued by the President Jackson Thompson and Secretary General Kelvin Egwono, said the alleged imposters were expelled for their selfish and malicious activities. According to him, he says, we are shocked that these individuals go to the extent of blackmailing Governor Fubara in an attempt to please their paymasters while ignoring the real issues on the ground. We want to make it clear that we are not part of this scheme and do not support their action. The group emphasized that it is a non-partisan body aimed at promoting good governance and accountability, stressing that they are not loyal to either Wike or the incumbent governor, Fubara. We are committed to promoting the truth and the rule of law in Rivers State, and we will not be swayed by personal interest or political affiliation. Wike, the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, and Fubara has been in the face of since 2023, betting a political crisis that has continued to linger despite the intervention of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other stakeholders. This is really serious, I must say. But be that as it may, we are hopeful that Gochinyere will ensure that he protects his person first, because being a lawmaker, building that level of political history for yourself, you've got to protect yourself to prevent anybody from destroying your political architecture. But however, it's important to note that Nigerians should wake up from what is going on in our country. It's terrible. If youths in Kenya could wake up and correct their mentality as against being used by the so-called politicians, I think that should be the situation in our country. You shouldn't present themselves as ready-made slaves to be used by political juggernauts, men who are only interested in their well-being, who are pursuing their personal selfish goal without taking into custody the need of the people. They've forgotten the true definition of democracy, that it focuses more on the people. And unfortunately, it seems the people do not even understand what is going on. They're getting so happy, even with their chains, and it's getting really disgusting. How would you allow yourself to be used to implicate someone who is standing strong for Nigerians? This thing is a gradual process. With time, when all of these so-called corporations are being disarmed and shown their place, I feel that it will give room for the right people to come in. And if the youth start making them to understand that we are not a play toy in their hands and we refuse to be used, automatically it will help to build a better future for us. These guys, politicians, as much as I can say, and based on history, they don't have the interest of the people at heart. Imagine, for example, the LP lawmakers that we had, who claim to share the same ideology with Peter Obi. Where are they today? They are there in their house enjoying themselves. They don't even care about the people who supported them. Let's see the long list of LP politicians or lawmakers. What are they currently doing in their respective constituencies, in their respective area of responsibility? How are we feeling their impact in the Senate? They have quietly just fell into the stomach of these so-called corrupt politicians. And that's what we are saying. We must not allow these politicians to make use of us. And that is why at a time like this, as we are waiting 2027, when some of them will have opportunity to go to the polls again, and some of these politicians should not be allowed again a second chance to go in and continue with their looting process. Most of them believe that it is exclusively their right to be in the house, to be governors. We heard what our very extreme Wike said yesterday, that he has the right to choose who's going to be the senator of Abuja. And I think the Abuja guys, they have responded severally. I feel that all of this is tantamount to the fact that we have offered ourselves, to be their slaves. And they know that we don't understand the importance of democracy. That's why all of this is happening. I think we need to wake up. And with what I've said thus far, it's a good one in the right direction, especially as it has to do with the move by that group, expelling those who are secretly in their group, working for, someone who is not really interested in the well-being of the generality of people, especially in Rivers State. It's something worth talk about. And